Um, Here I am in beautiful Alexandria, Virginia, and I don't know how quite to get the lighting on this thing to work, but we'll work with it. All right. I'm so excited. After the lives this morning, we're heading to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C., which is one of my favorite places. When I used to go to college in D.C., we would cut classes and go to the Smithsonian. So excited to go. Ready to go. Aw. Aw. My girlfriends who were taking care of my cat back home said, he's fed and well petted. He wanted me to stand with him while he ate. He's fine. I love people that love my cat. So sweet. Okie dokie. So, who do we have with us today? Good morning, beloved friends. I'm in such a good mood. I get such great sleep. Crazy, crazy fun dreams, too. Hi, Denise. Hi, Gabriella. Hi, Jill. Hi, Jorg. I continue to love your artwork, Jorg. It's just incredible. Hi, Renee. Hi, Rosa Maria. Welcome, beloved friends. We have friends all across the U.S. We have Romania's in the house. Germany's in the house. Spain is in the house. So fun. And friends all across the United States. Such an amazing day. All right. Today we are on lesson 184. The name of God is my inheritance. Let's see what Jesus had to say in this lesson. All right. This is a uber long one. Here we go. You live by symbols. You have made up names for everything that you see. Each one becomes a separate entity, identified by its own name. By this you carve it out of unity. By this you designate its special attributes and set it off from other things by emphasizing space surrounding it. This space you lay between all things to which you gave a different name, all happenings in terms of place and time, all bodies which are greeted by a name. This space you see as setting off all things from one another is the means by which the world's perception is achieved. You see something where nothing is, and see as well nothing where there is unity, a space between all things and you. Thus do you think that you have given life in separation. By this split, you think you have established as a unity. You think you are established as a unity which functions with an independent will. What are these names by which the world becomes a series of discrete events, of things ununified, of bodies kept apart, and holding bits of mind as separate awareness? You gave these names to them, establishing perception as you wish them to have perception be. The nameless things were given names, and thus reality was given them as well. For what is named is given meaning and will then be seen as meaningful, a cause of true effect and consequences inherent in itself. This is the way reality is made by partial vision, purposefully set against the given truth. Its enemy is wholeness. It conceives of little things and looks upon them, and a lack of separate space, a sense of unity or vision that sees differently, becomes the threat which it must overcome, conflict with, and deny. Yet does this other vision still remain in a natural direction for the mind to channel its perception? It is hard to teach the mind 1,000 alien names and thousands more, yet you believe this is what learning means. It's one essential goal by which communication is achieved and concepts that can be meaningfully shared. This is the sum of the inheritance the world bestows, and everyone who learns to think that it is so accepts the signs and symbols that assert the world is real. It is for this that they stand. They leave no doubt what is named is there. It can be seen as is anticipated. What denies that? It is true, but illusion. What denies that it is true, but illusion? For it is the ultimate reality, To question it is madness, and to accept its presence is proof of sanity. Such is the teaching of the world. It is a phase of learning everyone who comes must go through. But the sooner he perceives on what it rests, how questionable are its, how doubtful its results, the sooner does he question its effects. Learning that stops with what the world would teach stops short of meaning. It is the proper place. It serves, but as a starting point from which another kind of learning can begin. A new perception can be gained, and all the arbitrary names that the world bestows can be withdrawn as they are raised to doubt. Think not that you made the world. Illusions, yes. But what is true in earth and in heaven is beyond your naming. When you call upon a brother, it is to his body that you make appeal. His true identity is hidden from you by what you believe he really is. His body makes response to what you call him, for his mind consents to take the name that you give him as his own. And thus his unity is twice denied, for you perceive him separate from you, and he accepts that separate name as his. It would indeed be strange if you were asked to go beyond all symbols of the world, forgetting them forever. Yet we're asked to take a teaching function. You have need to use the symbols of the world a while, but be you not deceived by them as well. They do not stand for anything at all. And in your practicing, it is this thought that will release you from them. They become but means by which you can communicate in ways the world can understand, but which you recognize, excuse me, but which you recognize is not the unity where true communication can be found. Thus, what you need are intervals each day in which the learning of the world becomes a transitory phase. Sorry, let me read that once again. Thus, what you need are intervals each day in which the learning of the world becomes a transitory phase, a prison home from which you go into the sunlight and forget the darkness. Here you understand the word, the name which God has given you, the one identity which all things share, the one acknowledgement of what is true, and then step back into darkness, not because you think it is real, but only to proclaim its unreality in terms which still have meaning to the world that darkness rules. Use all the little names and symbols which delineate the world of darkness, yet accept them not as your reality. The Holy Spirit uses all of them, but he does not forget creation has one name, one meaning, and a single source which unifies all things within itself. Use all of the names that the world bestows on them, but for convenience. Yet do not forget they share the name of God along with you. God has no name, and yet his name becomes the final lessons that all things are one. And at this lesson does all learning end. All names are unified. All space is filled with truth's reflection. Every gap is closed and separation healed. The name of God is the inheritance he gave to those who choose the teaching of the world to take the place of heaven. In our practicing, our purpose is to let our minds accept that God has given. Let me repeat that. In the practicing, our purpose is to let our minds accept what God has given as the answer to the pitiful inheritance you made as fitting tribute to the Son he loves. And though we use a different name for each awareness of an aspect of God's Son, we understand they have but one name, which he has given them. It is this name we use in practicing. And through its use, all foolish separations disappear, which kept us blind, and we are given the strength to see beyond them. Now our sight is blessed with blessings we can give as we receive. Father, our name is yours. In it we are united with all living things, and you who are their one creator. What we made and call by many different names is but a shadow we have tried to cast across our own reality, and we are glad and thankful we are wrong. All our mistakes we give to you, that we may be absolved from all effects our errors seem to have, and we accept the truth you give in place of every one of them. Your name is our salvation, an escape from what we made. Your name unites us in the oneness, which is our inheritance and peace. Amen. Lesson 184, the name of God is my inheritance. Let's see what Magdalene has to say. Oh, this lighting. It's not about the lighting. It's not about the lighting. It's all about the love. Okay. Mhm. Greetings, beloveds. Beloveds, in the naming of objects, in the naming of beings, in the naming of aspects that afflict, in the naming of the mind apprehending and choosing what a certain circumstance is, how something is to be believed, you delineate and separate yourself from God. Unification comes in the true naming, in the true understanding. For the naming that has been done is much like a judgment. This is called by this name, and it is judged to be useful for this thing only. It is how we perceive when we are in this dimension, when we look upon another and we say, ah, this one is a genius, ah, this one is an idiot. Ah, this is what this object is for. This is the name it shall be called. And there is a field of containment that encompasses that object. We say, this is a plug for electricity. We say, this is a opener for a bottle. We say, this person is ill. We say, this person is an astronaut. We say, this person is a gardener. And as these names and as these identifications are given, objects are then judged and held within an energetic dynamic that it is the way that it is. And there is no seeming way for it to connect back to the truth of itself, back to the oneness that it has with all that is, back to the connection to God. And so too you have named yourself, beloveds. You have judged yourself to be so many feet tall, to weigh so many pounds, and so many years as the sun continues to allow us to rotate on this planet around it. The seeming rising and setting. That is the illusion, beloveds. It is in the naming of things. This is the mother, this is the father, this is the son, this is the daughter, this is the beloved, this is the enemy, this is the friend. This one is family, this one is not. Beloveds, these labels have become debilitating to each being, or what happens is they do not see the truth. They see only the label. It is as if it is wearing a garment of clothes, and the garment is judged. People are judged for what it is they say and how it is they speak and what their accents are and where they live and the money that they make and the occupations that they have taken on. And they are labeled by these words. They are named by these words. The truth is that God is the essence of all things. So when you discover for yourself the name of God, you then allow the perception of yourself as God to be your truth. And in that truth, you fall so deeply in love with yourself, so preciously adored. And then as you call out to God using God's name, there's a miracle that occurs. and you come to find God within you. So go within, beloveds, to this moment of silence and ask to have it be shown to you. Ask to have it be revealed. It is a solitary journey for each being. And then you will be able to look and say, I see God in every object, in every person, in every circumstance. And you shall call that circumstance by the name of God. And then what you have named it, what you have called it, the use you have assigned to it, begins to unravel. And what happens, beloveds, is that everything that you look upon becomes the ocean of God. Everything that you look upon, you realize carries the name of God. And it is such a life-altering moment that you begin to look at every object and say, God is in this phone. God is in this bottle of water. God is in this lamp. God is in the curtains. God is in the bed. God is in my feet. God is within me. And you stop looking to describe and name it by anything other than that which it is, which is the very essence of love. God is in everyone that you meet. God is in every circumstance that you have. God is in every condition, every word that you utter. So understand, beloveds, why it is so important. Every thought that you think contains the essence of God. Therefore, you manifest with every thought that you have, with every word that you speak, and every action that you take. And when you show kindness to another, the essence of God comes through. But understand, beloveds, that when you sit in judgment, and when you sit in pain, and when you sit in fear, so too is God present in that at a different degree, but it is still being manifested by you. You are creating your own realities that are rife with pain because God is in every moment, every instance. So if you wish to create with the love of God, that is purity and love, love yourselves, beloveds. Find the name of God within you that is your truth. Every being has a name, every being is a word. They are an aspect of God, pure and holy. So allow yourselves, beloveds, to go within to the stillness and find out what is the name of God that you are. And call upon us to assist you on this journey, beloved ones. Ask us to help you, and we will help you. Listen in the silence, and it will be revealed to you. Blessings to you, beloveds. Know that God lives in every aspect of your beingness. And when you can look and see God in everything, you will be able to look within and see God within yourselves. Blessings to you, beloveds, and we will speak with you again. Thank you for coming, everybody. I love you. I love having you all here with me. Thank you. Today, I see God in everything, in everyone. I'm so excited for this day. I love to you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.